And the judge has said that she expects the trial to last between 7 and 12 days. All right, joining me for this hour, trial attorney Rachel Fiset is with us. Rachel, great to see you again.
Nice to see you, Michael.
All right, first and foremost, let me ask, do you agree with Marcus? Do you think, it seems to me he's saying, Rachel, that he believes this particular case really transcends race. We kind of saw that in the state case. It was a jury that some folks were up in arms about. It was basically an all-white jury with the exception of one particular juror. Do you think this is a case where the facts and everything else associated with it transcends race?
I do, and I think, again, it's jury dependent, but it looks like the jury in Georgia, the first jury, really understood what was going on, and I think that people had somewhat low expectations of them going in, perhaps given the racial makeup of that jury, and this jury composition is a little more diverse and more likely to understand the issues, perhaps, that are presented in the case, but at this point, there are enough people that understand these issues regardless of their race that it may not matter.
Now, I find it fascinating that all of these texts and everything that's coming out regarding some of the racial slurs that were used by the defendants didn't become a part of that state case. I mean, I think it was a good thing, but ultimately I'm just amazed at how much volume there is regarding this type of stuff from these guys. But at the end of the day, this is a case where you have to prove they acted on those feelings or the things that they were expressing to friends and whoever they were expressing them to. That's not the same thing as being a racist. I mean, someone can be a racist and not take a particular action because of race, because they're going to claim we had lots of information that we interpreted to mean this guy was guilty of crimes in our area.
This is such an interesting issue you're raising, Michael, and that is, I think, one of the reasons that they did not bring all of that evidence into the state case, and frankly, they didn't need it. And I thought that the race issues were percolating constantly given the defendants and their attorneys in the state case. And so but it didn't need to be the basis of the crime at that point, even though that was always underneath what was being done. And in this case, now we're raising that to the main issue. Did they act because of his race? I mean, I think from the facts that were laid out in the initial state case, the answer is, frankly, yes. But now the prosecutor's burden is to show that. And it will be that they acted in the way that they did. They murdered him in the way that they did because he was a black man.
Yeah, no doubt. In the state case, they kind of rejected this idea that there were these other reasons for them going after him. And I wonder if the federal jury will do the very same thing. All right, Rachel, stand by. It is time for us to take a break. Coming up next, a reenactment of the rushed shooting involving Alec Baldwin was released by attorneys representing the family of Helena Hutchins.